Well, hello there, and welcome back to Mr. E's Mysteries and Magics. In this video, we're going to be doing a very good beginner trick, very easy to do, just about self-working. You pretty much can't get this one wrong, yet it's still very mystifying, and it really is an impromptu trick that you can use just about anywhere that you can get your hands on two decks of cards, whether you bring them with you or if you're somewhere where you can borrow one or borrow even two decks, you can do this particular magic effect. It's called Do As I Do, and again, it's a classic, and for those of you who are beginners, this is really a good effect to know and to use. I may be jumping the gun a little bit. This is a really good magic effect to use at parties. I know as I am filming this that we're all stuck in lockdowns. I am not trying to be insensitive. I am trying to be positive and forward-looking. This will end someday, and when it does and people start getting together for gatherings, this is a great trick to use, particularly in social gatherings. Not so much in bars or places like that, but if you're at a party or somewhere where people are interacting with each other as opposed to just interacting with you as a magician, this is a really good magic effect to have available to you, and it really is a great icebreaker. And this is pretty much how it goes. For this particular effect, we'll be using, as I said, two decks of cards. And from my collection, and this time we are using the Bicycle Tactical Field cards. These are relatively new cards as of this video. They're kind of interesting. You can see this one is a khaki, and it's got this rather dark brown color to it rather than a khaki color. And you can see that the red pips are pretty muted. The black pips, let me see if I can find one for you. They're a little bit muted, but nowhere near as much as the red pips are muted. It comes with a joker, the two jokers, and you can see the one joker, the colored joker, is very muted. I'll find you here we go. There's the King of Diamonds. You can see how muted the colors are on the court cards. And there are basically two of these decks. You do get, by the way, a double backer in each deck. The other deck is what is supposed to be, I guess, an olive drab, but the backs of the cards are actually black. I mean, this is the exact same color as a black bicycle deck. And again, everything else is the same. The pips, the colors inside are muted. You do get a double backer black card, which again you can use with any regular black deck actually. So anyway, that's what we're using today, the Bicycle Tactical Field playing cards in both olive drab and khaki. So we'll start with the first deck, and what you do is, now you can play this up any way you want really. You can talk to your spectator and do some kind of mimic game with them without the cards. You know, do as I do, and you stick your tongue out and they stick their tongue out, and you make a face and they make the same face back at you. Or, you know, you wiggle your fingers and they wiggle their fingers back at you. Stuff like whatever. If you want to do that, you can, to set up what you're going to do here. And you're going to tell your spectator that they're going to do the same thing that you do. Do as I do, as we said. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle the cards. You're going to give your one deck to the spectator, and we'll say black for now, and this is the Magician's deck. So you do a shuffle. You do several shuffles. It doesn't really matter. I'm only going to do one for demonstration purposes, and then the spectator will do an equal number of shuffles. Then you say to them, okay, to be fair, right? You shuffled one deck, I shuffled the other deck. Let's now swap decks. Okay, and this way it makes it look like you're being up on the up and up, and you take your deck and they take their deck, and you tell them to pick a card from their deck. They go through the deck, and let's say they pick the Let's say they pick the 9 of clubs, and now you're not going to see this. You can tell them, keep this a secret. You can show the people around you, but do not show me. Okay? So I'm leaving this out for the sake of demonstration. Normally, as a magician, you would not know that. In the meantime, you are also going to go through the deck, and you're going to have yourself a free choice of card. And we will say that it is this card. I'm not going to show it to you at the moment, but we will put it aside. This is the card that I have chosen. Okay, so having done that, you now say to them, all right, take your card and put it on the bottom of your deck. So they do that. They put it on the bottom of their deck. You take your card and you put it in the bottom of your deck. You then say, okay, cut the cards, and each of you cuts the cards. You then say, again, somewhere in your deck is your card, somewhere in my deck is my card. Let us swap cards, or swap decks rather, and now we will look for each other's card. So now the spectator has this deck, and the spectator is going to go through and going to look for their card, and they will put it aside. And you are going to go through the deck that you now have, and you are going to do the same thing. Now again, obviously I know what card I'm looking for, but under normal circumstances, that card would have been kept upside down so that I would not know what card I'm looking for. And I will explain to you in the tutorial how you would be able to find the person's card without looking at it. And again, you put the card aside, and then you say to them, all right, on 3, we'll flip them over, and we'll see how accurate we were in judging each other's card. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Okay, you both have the same card. Again, very easy, very basic, and I will go through it step by step in the tutorial. This probably wasn't the best demonstration ever because of having to show you what the cards were, but when you see the tutorial, you will understand exactly how this whole thing goes together. And I hope you'll enjoy doing it and put it in your repertoire. Again, this is a great effect for beginners at a party for all kinds of different enjoyment and ice-breaking purposes. Anyway, this video is brought to you by RP Magic Shop. I hope you liked it. Come back in a few days for the tutorial. Visit RP Magic Shop website, which is linked down below. And in the meantime, always leave them baffled.